Have you guys ever wondered how we do one of our FPV shoots, how we do those big one takes, or how we do those big events?
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word, You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right.
Today I'm going to go through a step-by-step process of how we do our pre-production meetings all the way through shooting and how we edit and export our footage afterwards, so we make sure that you guys get your footage in the best way possible, and how we make sure we keep everyone safe in the process. FPV drones are a very, very safe product. It's something that is new to the public, but it's something that is also very safe, and we want to walk through a step-by-step process for you guys of how we do everything in a very timely and safe manner, how we have insurance, how we use visual observers, how we make sure we go through everyone on the staff and everyone on the marketing team and anybody else who's involved with the event and the organization, so we get this done for you guys in the best way possible and the safest way possible. So let's go ahead and get into it, and let's talk about these step-by-step processes of how we get these FPV shoots done for you. One of the first things we do when we line up these FPV shoots is we like to coordinate everything ahead of time. So we always reach out to the event venue, we reach out to the marketing director, whoever may be in charge and can give us the okay and the approval to get these flights done. And one of the things we love to do the most is we always want to get there a day early, even earlier on the day, whatever it takes to make sure that we can ensure the safety of not only the people participating in the event, but also the fans and spectators and everyone else as well. So something we always like to do, we like to test signal, we like to show the drone to the event organization and show them how small it is. Everything we fly meets FAA standards. For a category 1 drone, which allows you to fly over people. A category 1 drone is something that has propeller guards, it falls under the 249 grams, and it has remote ID. Once we get to the event early, something we always like to do is test signal. So once we get to the event, we find the best place possible to fly the drone. So once we find the best place possible, we can test signal for everywhere that we'd possibly fly during the event. So this is usually somewhere that's a central location, somewhere that's usually roped off, somewhere that's just a little more secluded than everywhere else. We're not going to be flying in the stands, we're not going to be flying around people. We want to have somewhere where there's a clear and easy takeoff and landing situation so that nobody can get hurt. Safety is one of our main concerns and one of our main priorities when doing all these shoots. So we want to make sure that we do this in the safest way possible. For this shoot, we met with the Big Sky tournament as well as the arena staff. We came a day early before the first game started. We showed them the drone, and we wanted to walk through our step-by-step processes of how we turn on the drone, what kind of camera we're using, how we export our footage, how we can drop off our footage, where we would be flying from. We'd also list them as a COI on our insurance, and then we would do some test flights in the arena to make sure, A, there's no hanging wires or anything loose that we could possibly hit, that we can fly every single route possible and every single angle possible, so that way we always ensure the best possible signal throughout, so we're not going to lose video or controller signal throughout the event. We even provide a live drone feed so that they can see what we're seeing on all the flights, so they feel a little bit more comfortable. And then once we do that, we're going to take the drone, we're going to do some test flights, we're going to fly around the arena, look for all those loose little wires and little hanging little bits that are all throughout most arenas, event venues, and things like that. We're going to do some little pre-production flights, get everything dialed in, take the footage, and then we're going to bring it back to them in post-production to show them exactly what we're working with, so we can change anything that we need to change for game day, whether that be color, white balance, change the ISO of it so we can get a little bit brighter in the venue, anything that we need possible to make this look as best as possible for the event venue and for the event itself. Now that we've gone through all the pre-production steps, and once we've done everything in pre-production, now it is time for game day. Game day consists of pretty much similar to what we did in pre-production. We want to fly in the same route, so we want to have the same location we had before. We don't want to change anything up. Everything's going to be very, very similar. We're going to have a visual observer for all of our flights. That is the law, and it's something that we follow on all big productions and all shoots that we can and do. This ensures that while I'm flying, all I can see is in the goggles, and having a visual observer allows us to also be aware of our surroundings. So if anything were to happen, if there's anything extra that I can't see that's on the sides of the drone or behind the drone, or even any patrons or people around me, which usually we find somewhere to fly where there's no one around me or it's a little secluded area, so we have a safe takeoff and landing area. Having a visual observer allows me the freedom in order to do these things in a safe manner. It also allows him to clear out any area or make sure that no one comes around, so when I do land, I don't see all the things surrounding me and the drone, because I'm unaware of everything that's going on, and this allows him to help me out as well. Once we've set up all of our drones, once we've set up our station, have everything going, the live feed, now it's time to fly. Once we get flying, We're usually approved for certain situations and certain parts of each flight that we're allowed to do. In this case, for the Big Sky basketball tournament, we were allowed to fly basically at any point when the game was not being played. We had talked about before the game and we had talked about after the game. So we wanted to capture player intros, layup lines, all the fun stuff that happens before the game and the hype of the game, all the way up to the end when the players win the game, and then slapping the board, celebrations, high fives, team lines, and all those good things. Once we get that done, there's a couple different things that we can do during the game.
Okay, so after we're done flying, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna grab the footage, plug in our SD card and our external hard drive. Once we have our external hard drive in, we have it in here, we're gonna pull up our Big Sky folder over here. We're gonna grab our footage over here. We got a couple clips going. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Drag and drop, we'll just get it into the folder for now, just in case, so we don't lose any of our footage. And then once it's in there, then we're able to take it, stabilize it in post, because we film everything in an 8x7 format. So now that it's an 8x7 format, we can put it vertically and horizontally for social media, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever people want it for. So now we have our footage backed up. It's on the external hard drive. We're gonna take it, we'll put it into the GoPro player real steady. So this is what your footage is gonna look like. It's gonna be all shaky, kind of looks all wonky. What we do is we take it, we stabilize it in post. So nothing's stable on the camera. I know you can stabilize with a GoPro, but we're gonna leave it unstable. We're gonna go in our settings. We have all their different formats that aspect ratios, everything from wide 16:9 to your normal Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, which is 9:16. So we'll do one of each. So we put it in 16:9. We lower the smoothness just a little bit because 10 is gonna be perfect. That way you can get as much field of view. And then we will just crop it from the point where we start the flight right here. We can just fast forward to where it's ended and we no longer need it anymore, which is usually about the point we're gonna land over here somewhere. And then we can just export it from there. But here's gonna be what your footage is gonna look like, nice and smooth. Everything's gonna look good, everything's gonna look solid. Take that footage, we're gonna export it. We'll do it in a lower format for you so it's not super high res. It's still gonna look great, but it's not gonna take as much space. It's gonna be 10-bit, so you can have options to color it. And then we'll just name it. And I'll always name it in wide and vertical for you, so you never lose your footage and you never lose it. And then we'll export it and you'll have all your footage for you.
Not many teams get this done. They usually wait day after, 2 days later. We like to do things totally different. We want to give you your footage as quick and as fast as possible. So one thing we do is we always bring our laptops with us if we can, and we're going to try and export that footage as quick as possible so that you can have the footage before you even have the ability to ask to. One thing we pride ourselves on is getting things done in a quick and timely manner, and this is no different from any other event possible or any other thing that we do. We want to get you your guys' footage and your content as quick as possible, especially in an event like this where posting is key and posting is timely. And if we can get you your footage quick, then you can get your content out faster, and then it's going to do even better on social media. One thing that's very important to us is we also want to make sure that you guys are also insured. As a company, ID43, we have drone insurance. Any client that we bring on, we're going to list you guys as a COI as well, so you guys are insured under our drone coverage. This is very important to not only us, but I know to a lot of venues as well. It gives everybody a little bit of peace of mind. And our insurance also not only covers outside flights, but it also covers indoor flights and flights over people as well, which is hard to come by. So it gives everyone peace of mind and safety when we fly our drones that are extremely safe. Once the event and games have been going underway, we start exporting our footage, and we want to get your footage as quick as possible. One thing I do when I film all my FPV flights, as most FPV pilots do, we film everything in a square format. So it's on a GoPro, and with these smaller drones, what's called a naked GoPro. So we strip it of all of its parts, and it's on a little bit of a smaller GoPro, which allows us to be a Category 1 drone. Once we strip it of all of its parts, it's on this naked GoPro. We film it in an 8x7 format. The 8x7 format allows us to give you a vertical format footage and horizontal, because everyone wants social media. So you have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, whatever it is, and then you have your wide for your websites, your LinkedIn, YouTube. The beauty of this is we're not limited, and we don't have to shoot vertically or horizontally. We can give you both. Everything is stabilized in post-production with Real Steady Go for GoPro, and then once it's stabilized, we give you your footage on an external hard drive, and you're good to post. I know this was just a quick little step-by-step guide of how we do everything from pre-production planning to pre-production flights to ensuring the safety to adding insurance on your guys' event, the venue, and everyone else, all the way to flying during the event, exporting our footage, giving you guys content to use for social media and for your long form content as well. And that's just a quick little step-by-step guide of how we ensure that all of our FPV drone flights, which I know is something scary to a lot of people. You hear drones flying inside, everyone gets a little bit scared, but I promise you, it's one of the safest things out there. So this is a little step-by-step guide of how we get these flights done, how we do it in a safe manner, how we do it in a timely manner so you can get all your content as quick and as fast as possible. And then you can guys get to posting and you guys can have all your content for your events. We appreciate you guys following along, and we can't wait to fly an event with you guys soon.